You see, I was the first to report on the 2 car giants that will be joining up with us to use our battery swap stations a couple videos ago. Only because of one of my subscriber, Neo San Francisco, found the video on X, formerly known as Twitter. So I want to thank you, my brother. And when I reported on it, not too many people paid attention because I didn't have a video to show of the employees on X talking about it, but a high-level manager just came out and spoke about it. Mizuho, the analyst at Mizuho, just downgraded Tesla to neutral. Excuse me, guys. Is that shocking? Not to money-making niche. I told you guys, and I will say it again, Tesla will go bankrupt if they do not adopt battery as a service and bend the knee to Emperor William Lee. You see, Tesla, I said it before, sacrificed research and development for quick profits and did not know how to market battery swapping. Emperor Lee said, here is some free swaps for the first customers. People said that was bad. Be quiet, fool. Then other people saw while they were waiting in the freezing cold. Others were just backing in, the robot backing in the car for them, and they were able to swap and kept going. And they said, we need this. You see, Emperor Lee is doing everything in steps. And you have shareholders who are in panic. And they are saying, we need the stock to go up. We need quick profits. And Emperor Lee says, in a very humble way, shut your mouth, boy. Have patience. We are building an empire that will last for 1,000 years. When that father walks into that museum in the future and the child says, Father, what is that grotesque looking thing? The father will say, that is what was called a Model Y, child. What we rode in destroyed it. That futuristic machine we came here, this museum with, destroyed it. And the first one to destroy it was called Unvo. It ate up that ugly thing you're looking at called the Model Y. Now, I would like to give a shout out to some of my subscribers before I continue with this video. NINOVAGHI, shout out to you. This person said, I have a 6-year-old Tesla S, Model S, and had problems with my battery. I needed to replace my battery at a rebuilt cost of $15,000. I was a little out of warranty, and after fighting with Tesla for 1 year, Tesla agreed to cover the battery under warranty. You are 100% right, and there is a ticking time bomb, and every non-Neo owners of electric cars will have to buy a new battery starting very soon. Do you guys remember that? The warranties are coming up? Okay. Cost could be as high as $30,000. Non-Neo manufacturers can charge any price, and you will have no choice to pay this price. If you don't upgrade your battery in about 6 to 8 years, your electric car will be almost worthless. Who will buy it? Buy Neo stock, everybody, this person is saying. I enjoy your channel, thanks. Thank you, my brother. Another one of my subscriber, CCARLOSCC. Very good. First of all, happy birthday, Mitch. Thank you, my brother. Your videos are motivating, but they summarize for us all the daily news that comes out about the Neo company. I think it will be the last opportunity to buy Neo shares at a low cost. I also believe that. I truly believe that. Now I have my income tax return in Spain coming up. Guess what I did with my income tax return? Yes, I increased my shares of UXIN, which is up today because they got financing again. I increased my shares of SoFi, but most of all my shares of Neo. If I have to pay a little money, whatever I say before May or at the end of the same month, I will buy more Neo shares. And if there are 4 or 3, If the share price is 4 or 3, then the better for us. There are very hateful media outlets because they said that China would attack Taiwan in January. Then in February, they said the electric cars in the West are bad. Then later in March, the same media said the West will put tariffs on 100 of the same Chinese cars. Very well said, my brother. The rhetoric, the propaganda that pulled down the share price to give us an opportunity to buy. This is what this person is saying, that if it's 4 or 3, even better. This is the way an investor thinks. They look at what the company is doing. While Mo from the Three Stooges was crapping in his pants, we stand firm like lions because we're looking at what the company is doing. While Mo was saying that it was a great buy at 40, it had great fundamentals at $60 a share. Now he's saying the fundamentals are not good when it's even better, because he is not looking at the fundamentals. He is looking at the share price and going along with what's popular in order to get viewership. Very good. CCARLOSCC said again. My Irish warrior friend, Ciaran Canning from Ireland. The problem with those other car companies lowering their prices to compete with NIO is that they will poop their pants. That's right. That's right, my Irish warrior. As putting back up their prices is going to destroy their brand. NIO's determination to keep their prices stable is a sign their brand's strength. I also cannot wait for Ongo and Firefly. Go NIO. Yes, we have a premium brand that competes with Mercedes, that competes with Audi and is outselling them in China. We cannot lower the price of that. That is the premium brand. This Irish warrior is absolutely right. Shout out to you. Also, I'm going to put a picture, this picture right here. These were the two employees from NIO that I spoke about in my past videos that were talking about the car giants getting ready to team up with us. The shorts are pooping in their pants. Yes, they are. That's why you see them coming out more and more vicious on my channel. They know their time is almost up. Numi loves NIO. Go ahead and shorting NIO. I need about 24,000 shares. Before I have 8,000, I could not stop myself. I added more NIO today and I am at 7,600 shares. This is an older comment. Nomi has even more than that now. My daughter is 6 and I already had a vision of my daughter is driving a NIO car. This person's putting their daughter first, their children first. God will always bless us parents who put our children first. Peter Klausner, my Canadian warrior brother, fellow NIO lion, he says, hey Mitch, NIO's charging infrastructure in China is #1. The charging infrastructure. We're not even talking about the battery swapping. Amongst all other EV car companies. This is already profitable, and it is already profitable. Are you guys listening? It is already profitable. And have the fastest chargers of any EV company. 500 kilowatts and 640 kilowatt ultra fast chargers compared to Tesla's 250 kilowatt. And we saw what happened to the Tesla chargers here in America this past winter right here. We saw it, right? They were falling apart. They looked like this. They were terrible. People had to abandon their Teslas and go home. He said, to Tesla's 250 kilowatt fast chargers just goes to show you that NIO has definitely bought their A game. This is why we spend money in research and development, guys. EVs will eventually come over from dwindling BBM ICE sales in China. This alone, in my honest opinion, will propel NIO to profitability. This alone. Our battery swap stations, our charging stations, giving back energy to the selling back energy to the grid. Very well said, my brother Peter Klausner. So, oh, and before I forgot, I kept forgetting to mention this. High Plains Death, one of my subscribers, with Shell's recent announcement of offloading 1,000 of its retail gasoline locations in Europe and China for now, as there will be many more, it's safe to say the majority of all these will most likely be for battery swapping as well. Yahoo Finance, excuse me guys, did not want to mention battery swapping because they know this points directly and only to NIO. Isn't that sick? The reason they are closing the stations instead of converting is because they'll need to reconstruct and reconfigure the grounds and bases for the stock of swappable batteries. NIO partnered with Shell will be entering the USA this way eventually. As stated before, NIO does not need to manufacture or sell EVs in the USA to become a mega monster blue chip stock. Its other sectors of focus and will serve as a major revenue generator. Well said, High Plains Debt. This is absolutely right. So I hope you guys found that to be motivational, to remind you why we're holding with diamond hands. But also I would like to say there was a mechanic that has over 1 million subscribers, and at first when he first saw Tesla and electric, he had a bad a horrible opinion of EVs because all he saw was Teslas, and all of his videos was bashing electric vehicles. And then later on, he was introduced to magnificence. He was introduced to the future. And I showed this video again, but I'll just show a little clip of it to remind you guys, this guy is an expert mechanic. And this was his opinion on why this will kill Tesla, but also why it is the future. Take a look, guys, and then we'll continue.
If you haven't heard of NIO, I'll tell you now, keep your eyes out for this company. This is a Chinese EV startup that's often referred to as China's Tesla. But actually, it's much more than that. It offers something no American EV maker currently offers, and that's a quick stop battery swap, so you don't have to recharge your EV. Recently, NIO announced that it completed its 30 millionth battery swap. Today, I'll tell you how fast NIO achieved this milestone, what this means, and why Tesla should be concerned. Move over Tesla, because this might be the one way I may possibly consider buying an EV. By the way, a lot of time and research was done to put together this video, and I really want to know what you think. So, while you're watching this, please comment below and share your thoughts. Right now, NIO is the largest battery swapping company in the world. This October, NIO live streamed a huge milestone in the EV world, its 30 millionth battery swap. According to NIO, it currently swaps over 60,000 batteries every single day. It's not only faster than recharging an EV, but it can even be faster than pumping gas into a gas-powered car. This milestone is huge because it proves there's a viable market for consumers who prefer battery swapping. Battery swapping makes sense, especially when it comes to long road trips. It also makes sense for rideshare vehicles that want to get back on the road quickly, and even commercial EVs and electric delivery trucks. There are also financial benefits too, since battery swapping saves consumers money up front. Here's how it works. When your EV needs more juice, you take your EV to a station to exchange your depleted battery for a fully charged one. And it literally takes just a few minutes in cars that were designed for that. The concept originally got its start in Asia, and now the trend has taken off and it landed in Europe. And by Europe, I mean specifically Norway. If you're wondering why Norway, well, that's because Norway has the highest number of EVs per capita in the world. I'm talking about a 65% market share. So it's no coincidence that Norway is the first European country to integrate NIO's battery swapping technology. Now, to be clear, battery swapping isn't intended as the only solution for EVs. Instead, it's a complement to the current charging infrastructure. Right now, when you think of EV charging, most consumers think of hooking up your EV to a charging station. Best case scenario, you're looking at a wait anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes if you're the only one in line. And that's if your EV is hooked to a DC fast charger. But with battery swapping, that is significantly decreased to anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes. This is revolutionary because it makes it more accessible and convenient for drivers to quickly get their EVs to a full charge. And if the driver doesn't even have to lift a finger. Now, in order to switch your EV's battery to a NIO station, your EV needs to be prepared and have a special design called Easy Swap. Now, I'm not saying that NIO invented battery swapping, it didn't, but it's the leader in this segment today. Here's the thing, 30 million battery swaps is a huge milestone for sure. But what's even more impressive is how quickly NIO reached that milestone. Flashback to May 2018. That was when NIO completed its first ever battery swap station in Shenzhen, China. That was 5 years ago. Back then, battery swap service as a concept was largely unknown, and EV owners were skeptical, but that changed very quickly. Fast forward 2 years to 2020, and NIO already reached its 1 millionth milestone. And then 2 years later, in 2022, it reached its 9 millionth milestone. 1 month later, it reached 10 million. Fast forward to April 2023, NIO reached its 20 millionth battery swap. Then 6 months later, 30 million. With NIO's third generation swap stations, customers are looking at a battery swap time of around 3 minutes tops. As of this past October, NIO had almost 2,000 battery swap stations in China. 574 of these were located along highways. NIO's been working to add another 1,000 battery swap stations by the end of this year. Here's the interesting thing. Initially, NIO offered free battery swaps to car owners. The purpose was to incentivize customers to try out battery swapping and ultimately prefer that over recharging. But in June of this year, NIO lowered the price of its entire model range by $4,100, and the free battery swap service soon became a paid option. NIO's battery swapping stations are known as power swap stations, and they're strategically located throughout China. These stations are equipped with advanced robotics technology. On top of this, NIO also offers a subscription-based service. It's called the Battery as a Service, or BaaS program. With this program, customers can purchase an EV without the battery. Customers like this because it means the upfront cost of the electric vehicle is a lot lower. Instead of purchasing a battery, customers in this program pay a monthly fee for the battery, which can be swapped at any NIO power swap station. If you think about it, the business model is rather innovative, and it's effectively attracted many customers. NIO is also committed to sustainability and customer satisfaction. By that, I mean the company focuses on using renewable energy sources to power its battery swapping stations. This reduces overall carbon footprint. NIO also provides 24/7 customer support for any of its customers' battery swapping needs. Combined, these commitments have played a major role in the automaker's success. Despite the success, NIO has its share of problems. NIO employs around 11,000 people in research and development. Thing is, the company only sold 8,000 cars per month from April through June of this year, 2023. And that's where things stop adding up. NIO has invested far more than it is bringing back in. In fact, the company has invested so heavily in robots that one of its factories employs only 30 technicians. And these 30 workers can make 300,000 electric car motors a year. For each seat in its cars, NIO offers $350 augmented reality glasses. The company has even introduced a cell phone that interacts with the car's self-driving system. This is something that even Apple has only dreamed of doing. So you can see it's been working hard to be cutting edge technology. But here's the thing. None of these technological options, bells, whistles, have proven to be profitable. Actually, it's far from it. Believe it or not, NIO lost $835 million in the second quarter of 2023. We're talking an average loss of $35,000 for each car that it sold, which is huge when you consider NIO's average transaction price is over $42,000. Talk about bleeding money. The first and obvious question is, how has NIO managed to remain alive after such killer losses? Well, just like many other companies in China's ever-growing EV industry, NIO has strong government backing. I'm talking some serious dough. For example, when NIO almost completely ran out of money in 2020, a local government immediately invested a whopping $1 billion for a 24% stake in the company. On top of that, a state-controlled bank then led a group of lenders to invest yet another $1.6 billion in the company, and that helped keep the company afloat. But fast forward 3.5 years, and today NIO is starting to sink again. The real question comes down to this. Will NIO be able to sell enough cars to justify its huge investment spendings in research and development? Only time will tell on that one. But for now, the secret to NIO's so-called success is government backing and basically limitless cash at their disposal. Actually, this is nothing new in China. Other Chinese e-makers are chugging along despite huge losses, and these companies are only just growing. Another Chinese EV startup, XPeng, for example, also acknowledged government assistance. There is, however, another leading Chinese EV maker. That's BYD. That one is an exception compared to Chinese competitors because it's actually profitable. In fact, it helped profits to $1.5 billion in the first half of this year. This is a company that's backed by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. As already mentioned, NIO is at the top of the battery swapping market, but it's not the only player in the game. It faces competition from other players like Tesla, for example. The thing is, Tesla's approach has been different than NIO's. Jump back 10 years. Not many Americans remember, but back in 2013, Tesla demonstrated a battery swap in its Model S. In the demonstration, the Model S battery was swapped out the same time it took to fuel up an Audi sedan. At that time, it seemed like a big innovation that just hit the scene. But actually, over time, that idea faded away. A year later, Elon Musk said that Tesla was a little late on battery swapping because it got preoccupied with other issues. He then added that the company would hopefully get that enabled in the next few months between LA and San Francisco. But then, more months passed, and any progress all but stopped. Tesla did apparently construct one battery swapping facility in Harris Ranch, California, but ultimately it wasn't a top priority for Tesla. Interestingly enough, years later, a Tesla spokesman clarified Tesla's belief that EV charging is the best way to power its vehicles, and that battery swapping is riddled with problems and is not suitable for wide-scale use. Tesla is far from being the only critic of battery swapping. Other critics have explained that the design of each automaker's batteries is deeply entwined with unique vehicle architectures. This means there's no battery swapping system that can be designed as one-size-fits-all for easy removal and installation. Evidently, it's far more complex than that. Even if this were possible, you have to keep in mind that each station would need to store and service thousands of batteries at any one time. When you consider that, you can see how it sounds like an impractical nightmare. A large concern for many potential Tesla owners is how soon and how often they'll need to replace their EV battery. Every battery is different. Some decay faster than others, and some can cost you a lot more to replace once they use their capabilities. Believe it or not, EV battery replacement can cost you anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000. So you can see it's expensive, and the range is rather large. So if you're wondering what impacts EV degradation, that too is dependent on various factors. For example, how the EV was charged, what type of environment was driven in, and so forth. So how many years do Tesla batteries last? Well, you're not the first one to ask that question, and you won't be the last. Back in 2021, Tesla's impact report said that the company's battery packs are designed to outlast the vehicle, whatever that means. Tesla estimates that a vehicle gets scrapped after approximately 200,000 miles of usage in the US and roughly 150,000 miles in Europe. So unless you plan on driving your Tesla over 200,000 miles, in theory, supposedly you need not worry. But here's the interesting thing. Tesla's batteries are covered under warranty. Of course, the warranty depends on the model. But in general, Tesla batteries are covered for 8 years or between 100,000 to 150,000 miles, whichever comes first. It does make me wonder, though, if Tesla really wanted to stand by its claim that its battery will outlast the car, then why don't they offer the warranty for 200,000 miles then? Anyway, battery improvement is something all EV makers care about because the battery is the heaviest part of an EV and also the costliest part. Back in 2020, Tesla introduced a new kind of battery known as the 4680 battery pack. This pack is able to store a whopping 5 times the energy of the previous generations. Maybe that's due to higher density design and improved chemistry. According to Elon Musk, 4680 batteries are also a lot cheaper to produce. Currently, the 4680 battery pack is produced in Fremont, California, and it's available in some Model Y cars built in Texas, with more to come in the future. But now you tell me, what's your opinion on battery swapping? Is this also making you consider buying an EV? Do you think other automakers should hop on the battery swap service train? Please share by commenting below. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for your support.
Alright, welcome back, guys. I hope that was a nice little reminder to show you why we have a winning business model, why Emperor William Lee has patience to build out the infrastructure. Remember that video where I showed the guy who used to work for BlackRock that's now working for Genocidal Joe that talked about infrastructure. But again, he's pretending not to know. He's thinking the range anxiety is solved with only charging. But they know very well range anxiety is only solved with battery swapping. Without wait time. Neo ES7 wait time gets slightly shorter. The ES7 is the third most expensive of Neo's model currently in delivery with a starting price of RMB 438,000. The wait time for Neo ES7 sport utility vehicle has been shortened with deliveries closer to expected start in May, Chinese customers who buy Neo's ES7 now can expect delivery in 7 to 8 weeks, down from 8 to 9 weeks previously. And a lot of it, some insider information I got, I don't know how true it is, told me that during the Chinese holidays when it was very slow, they did some retooling to speed up the process even more. I don't know how true that is, guys. We shall see. Excuse me, guys. Down from 8 to 9 weeks previously, according to changes in vehicle configurer information on the Neo app monitored by CNEV Post. The ES7 is the third most expensive of the models Neo is currently delivering with a starting price of RMB 460,000 US dollars. Customers who choose to purchase the car using the battery as a service gets a starting price reduced to 368,000 RMB. So these are exciting times coming for us. Very exciting. We knew this, but we just had to have patience. I said it on this channel over and over. They all have to bend the knee to King William Lee and kiss the ring of the mafioso giant. Now, we all knew that these partnerships were coming. But people lose faith and they see the share price going down and they keep forgetting that more giants are lined up to sign and bend the knee because they have no choice, or else they will go bankrupt because the EV will have no value after 8 years. When the warranty is up, there's no way of checking the health of the battery, etc., etc., etc. So I hope you guys understand that with the battery spin-offs, the phone spin-offs that are also coming, the other giants that are getting ready to bend the knee to us, all that revenue, they will sell the EV and we will rent the batteries to their customers. Where is the revenue going to come from, guys? Yes, from the energy sector, most of all. From selling back energy to the grid when we hit the UAE coming up. From their customers, BYD, etc., Mercedes, etc., etc., their customers paying us to use our battery swap station. Millions upon millions upon millions of revenue. So I hope you guys found this video to be informational, but more so inspirational. If so, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Do not forget to hit that thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we're waking up the middle class, telling you don't buy high, we buy low and we sell high. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.